What happens when a popular rock radio DJ retires, sells everything, and with his wife takes off in an RV to see America? Ho, ho, ho! It's the Rockin' the RV Life podcast with Jeff and Patti. Join them each week as they share their experiences while giving you advice and tips along the way.
Thank you very much for coming along on the ride with us as we travel throughout America in our RV. You know, after all the repairs, our RV is actually running really well. Mm-hmm. And that makes us feel a heck of a lot better.
It sure does. It was all warranty work, too, so we didn't have to spend any money, thank goodness. And we're back to having that same exciting feeling as we had when we first started out.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It really is.
Isn't that awesome?
As we have said, you know, we try to make long-range goals and plans so we don't have to scramble trying to find places to stay. Mm-hmm. But when we left Portland and started to explore the Pacific coast, we were able to kind of wing it and find some really great places to spend time, almost on a moment's notice.
Yeah.
We left Tillamook and we started to head south along the coast of Oregon. The West Coast is just stunning.
It is, but boy, along the way, I made a huge mistake. Mm-hmm. Dang it. And it's a mistake I guess most of us can easily make.
That's true.
But more on that later.
Right. You know, in Oregon, Highway 101 goes along the coast. And it's one of those drives where you just stop a lot. You got to take pictures.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Our first destination was Pacific City, but we had checked out the RV park there that we were going to stay, and we did not like it.
No, you know, it was tight. It was crowded. The roads were narrow. They were hilly. And there was no cell service and no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no cell service at all.
Phew.
And not only that, but a lot of the sites were really unlevel.
Yes.
And that's kind of tough on your RV
Yep.
as well. But we did make a special stop at the Grateful Bread Bakery. Yeah, you guessed it. It's a takeoff on the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, it was so cute. Their slogan is, everybody must get sconed.
Right. Well, that's their specialty. Scones are awesome there.
Yeah.
And further south, we found a great place called the Whalers Rest RV Resort, just south of Newport, Oregon. You got to cross the Yakanani Bridge that goes over the port of Newport, so you get this magnificent view.
Beautiful.
It's a short walk to the beach, a lot of fresh seafood, especially at the South Beach Fish Market restaurant.
Oh my gosh. We first went by that place around 4 p.m, I think it was. And there was a line a mile long.
Yeah, that's what got our attention.
Yeah, so we knew this place has got to be good, right? We looked it up online and the reviews were through the roof.
Oh my God, yeah. Everybody goes there. You go inside, you place your order, and then they call your name on a loudspeaker when it's ready. There's a lot of picnic tables outside, so you can just sit there and eat your food, or you can do the takeout thing and just take it with you and leave. But I'll tell you, the lines are long. We could not get in. So we came back the next morning at 8 a.m.
Of course, there was no line, but there were people there.
Yeah, there were. I mean, we were not the first ones.
No.
So we had fish sandwiches and fish and chips for breakfast. I thought they were absolutely awesome.
It was delicious. That's, you know, I don't think I would do that every day, but...
no, of course not.
But at least we knew we got in. We didn't have to wait, and it was fresh, and it was pretty good. It was greasy, though.
Yeah, it was. What was it that they had? They had salmon what?
Salmon candy.
Salmon candy.
We didn't get any. We should have tried it.
No, I
don't know. It just sounded a little too sweet to me.
No, I'm not going to have salmon candy.
After that great breakfast...
Now, you're not being sarcastic, are you?
We took a day trip back up north about a half an hour to a town called Depot Bay.
Cool place.
Yeah, we went through there in the RV, and we couldn't really stop.
Right.
Depot Bay sits on a huge cliff overlooking the ocean. The main road, 101, goes right along the cliff, along the coast, right through town. Yeah, it was amazing. And we also found the coolest restaurant for lunch called the Tidal Raves Seafood Grill.
And it was the rave.
Wow. It sits on a cliff overlooking a cove, and whales have been seen in the cove.
Well, I'll tell you, I saw this lady. She comes into the bar, and she sits down, and she goes, "Oh, I'm just going to have one drink while I wait for my food." Would she have 3?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But someone made a mistake. But it's a mistake that anybody can make. I mean, to be honest with you, it was a heads up for me. It was your phone.
Yes.
Now, she didn't drop it in the toilet.
Okay.
And she didn't lose it.
Right. But that next morning, I went out for a run, and I came back, and my phone was acting up a bit. I couldn't do something. And so, I went to turn it off.
Right. Turn it off, turn it back on.
Yeah, which, is pretty common, right? So when I went to turn it back on, it wouldn't turn on.
Uh-oh.
It froze. And it was just wouldn't do anything.
No.
So
I went online and we tried every trick in the book to try to get the phone back on, to unfreeze it, to try to get it up and running again.
Yeah.
And
man.
it just would not work.
It wouldn't. Oh my gosh.
And we're like, oh my God, Patty's phone is dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, great.
No. So then I thought, well, okay, fine. I'll just go to the Verizon store in town, in the town of Newport.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
No big deal, no problem, right? So, I got dressed and went to the Verizon store, and he said, I can't help you. I don't have a computer. We can't do anything about it. You're going to have to go.
Yeah, you have to
He said, you're going to have to go to Florence, which is south of there.
He says, Florence, they'll probably have a computer there that they can put the phone on and fix it. And we thought, okay, great.
Yeah, we're leaving the next day. We're going to be going to Florence anyway. So sure, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll have to wait, so.
And we did. We went to Florence.
We went to Florence the next day.
That's a great town.
Oh my gosh. Florence. We stayed at the Port of Suslaw campground.
It's a marina.
It was beautiful at this marina.
There's a boardwalk.
Oh, yes.
You're right on the river. There's a lot of fishermen and just a lot of activity there. But you pull in and your windshield is right on the river.
Yeah,
it's really fantastic.
I called like a couple days ahead of time and was able to get 2 nights there.
Once again, we were winging it.
Right.
But somebody had canceled.
Yep. Yeah.
So it worked out really well.
It was really nice. And they have a boardwalk, and the boardwalk goes along the river, and you see all the fishing boats and all kinds of things. And then you continue on the boardwalk, and it goes right through this little town. The town was so cute.
Yeah, some good restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the best. I'll tell you, while we travel, we try to find the local coffee roasters and get good coffee. And sure enough, we found a place called River Roasters. And we went in, sampled the coffee, and oh my God, man, this is great coffee.
Because we like to get coffee beans so that we can grind our own coffee and make,
We're kind of picky.
Right. So we always like to find special coffees, and we'll go into a coffee shop and get a cup of coffee to try it. And if we like the coffee, we'll buy a bag.
So I went over to the guy and I said, hey, what kind of coffee is this? He says, that's Bill's Auto. I was like, what? He goes, we name our coffees after local businesses. And I was like, okay, it's good.
Well, it's pretty good. Let's get a bag.
Yeah. So we got a bag.
Yeah.
And we loved it so much. We actually ended up ordering it by the mail.
Yeah, after we left.
And had it delivered to one of our campgrounds.
Yeah.
Because it's such good coffee.
We love it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was really great.
Yeah, it's actually called River Roasters in Florence, Oregon, and the Bill's Auto.
Yeah.
If you ever want to order it, you can order it online.
Yeah, I think you'd like it, no doubt about it. But it's a great town. There's also a lot of sand dunes nearby.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of people who bring their dune buggies, and you can go and explore those dunes all day.
Yeah.
It's really a heck of a place.
Oh, it is.
And
it's
it's
cute town.
It's all part of that Oregon coast. Which,
oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful.
It is. It's fantastic.
Well, anyway, getting back to my phone.
Back to the dead phone.
So when we got to Florence, we went to the Verizon store. And I thought, okay, great. They'll be able to fix my phone, right?
Sure.
He says, no, I can't fix that. I don't have a computer. We can't do that here.
It's got to have the right computer.
You need to go to Eugene, Oregon. They have a Verizon store with that kind of a computer that can fix it.
Eugene was on the other side of the mountains, inland, about an hour and 15 minutes away.
Yeah, from where we were. So that was all. I mean, all these little towns, there was nothing. Going south, there was nothing. So
lesson learned, always take care of your phone.
Yeah, so
We went to Eugene.
We did. The next day we went to Eugene.
Right. We drove an hour and 15 minutes through the mountains.
Oh, it
and
was
you know what?
such a pretty drive.
It was. It was a great drive.
Beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
We get to Eugene, find the store. Patti goes in there with the phone, and you could tell they have seen this before. He says, you know what? We're going to have to put it on the computer.
He says, what we'll do is, he says, we'll get it going, but we have to wipe it clean and start all over. It's like, okay, fine, no problem, right?
And he said it's going to take a couple of hours.
Yeah, so we went out. We went grocery shopping and just kind of
putzed around
and came back after about a couple of hours to get my phone. And
we got back to the store, and the guy says, hey, it's all fixed, ready to go.
Great.
We were all excited.
Yeah, so I open up my phone, I'm looking at it, and I'm looking, at my pictures, and it's like, wait a minute. These pictures are from April. April 4th was my last picture.
Oh.
Where's the rest of my data?
So there's like 4 months missing?
5 months.
5 months.
5 months, because this was September.
And the reason for that?
Because April 4th was my last backup into iCloud. It's interesting because my phone always used to tell me, it's been 2 weeks since your phone's been backed up. You've got to back it up. And I would, or whatever, and then it would. And then all of a sudden I wasn't getting the messages anymore. So I thought, oh, okay, everything's fine.
It gave up on you.
But
you ignored it.
I think I just had so many pictures.
Mrs.
I think I had
Know-it-all.
so much in there that it just must have crashed because it just...
I know. You had... Not only did you have pictures, but you had videos.
I had videos. I had so much stuff that I lost. It was awful. It was so awful.
So the big lesson here is to always make sure that your phone is backing up and always make sure that you have plenty of space on your phone and plenty of space where you back it up.
Right.
That's really important. It's very vital. And it was a heads up for me. I immediately started backing up my phone because my phone had not been backed up for at least 9 or 10 months.
Wow, yeah.
And if I would have lost my stuff,
oh my gosh, at least Jeff has a lot of pictures
and
from
I got
that
a
time.
lot of pictures that you had emailed me.
Right.
That I can bounce back to you.
Yep, that you bounced back to me.
So that helped out a lot.
Okay, but what about...
Big disaster.
What about...
What a lousy mistake.
Oh, it was, and it still hurts. But what about your mistake with the car?
We'll talk about that later. That's not really important. I don't want to run out of time or anything here.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to make sure we talk about that.
I bet you will. I want to talk about the Big Nasty.
Oh, the Big Nasty, yeah.
We went down to Coos Bay.
I found a campground at a place called Charleston, which is just south of Coos Bay, and we stayed in the marina there at the campground. It was nice. It was okay. It wasn't nearly as nice as the Port of Sussex campground that we stayed at.
It wasn't. It was kind of a letdown.
I think I was expecting it to be better, but...
It was a good area to walk around and everything.
And there was a lot of fish processing plants.
Right.
Which meant it stunk.
Yeah, it did not smell very good.
It was tough running in the morning.
But there was a cool place. There was a bait shop there, and next to the bait shop was this place called the Cape Cafe. And in the window is this big sign, Home of the Big Nasty. The Big Nasty. Now, it's not what you think it is. The Big Nasty actually is this big, huge breakfast that they serve, and they're famous for it. A lot of people come there and chow down. They probably go home and sleep for the rest of the day. But it's an omelet, and I mean a big 3-egg omelet, hash browns, toast, biscuits smothered with their sausage gravy, also a big pancake the size of a plate. That's the Big Nasty.
Oh, my gosh.
No, I did not have the Big Nasty, and neither did Patti.
No.
We didn't stop in there.
No, thank you.
But it's a place out of like diners, drive-ins, and dives with Guy Fieri. It kind of reminded me of that, you know? So then we left and started to head south. We wanted to go to Gold Beach.
Yeah, that was about not quite 2 hours away.
But somebody made another mistake.
Now, I'm the one that gives the directions, and I tell him where to go because he's driving,
Tell me where to go here.
So when we came out of the marina to catch 101, we were supposed to turn left, but we went straight instead because we were heading for the coast. I thought that was the 101 going to the coast because 101 actually goes inland a little bit and then catches up the coast south of there.
Anyway, it was the wrong way.
Well, we're going on this road, and I'm thinking, oh man, it sure is beautiful because it's going along the coast. It's absolutely beautiful
and
up on
it's
the cliffs.
also pretty narrow.
The roads were so narrow, and it was 25 miles per hour, and there were speed bumps. I'm thinking,
No, this is not Highway 101.
That's 101.
Right.
But then we realized we were actually going through a state park.
Right.
It was called Sunset Bay State Park.
Which is a really nice place.
I missed our turn. I've done that a few times on the trip, and he gets so... He's not really happy with me
The one thing that really teed me off was when we were trying to get to Sedona and we were getting close to our exit, and you go, well, I'm going to go in the back and put my bra on. And I'm going, well, wait a minute. What exit do we get off here?
You can't say
and we
that.
missed the exit.
I can't believe you're saying that.
Well, you missed the exit again. So anyway, here we are in the state park, and there's no place to turn around.
Well, yeah, it was about a 5-mile drive into the state park, and then there's a turnaround at the end, and then you go back out.
Right.
So, that was an extra 10 miles we went. Mm-hmm. But
it was worth it.
It was, because when we turned around and we're going back out, there was a view that we passed.
Oh, my God.
And let's just stop and see what everybody's looking at, because there were some people looking out over the cliff.
And you could tell it was stunning.
Yeah.
You could see all the way down the coast and all the way up the coast.
Yeah, it was so pretty there. So we
got out of the RV and went over to the cliff, and sure enough, below was a series of rocks.
Big rocks.
On these rocks, they were loaded with seals, and they were barking, and they were jumping in the water.
There had to be hundreds of them.
And people with cameras taking pictures.
It was beautiful.
It was.
It was so cool to see them.
It was stunning.
I just could have stood there all day.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
That mistake actually turned out to be really good.
It did. Now, let's talk about your mistake.
We'll talk about that later. We got to go to Gold Beach.
Oh, okay.
So we headed to Gold Beach, and we stayed right there on the Pacific Ocean at the Rogue River. The Rogue River is famous for king salmon. There's a lot of fishermen out on the river.
Oh, yeah. We saw them all fishing for the salmon out there. There was a bunch of boats.
That king salmon that is caught there is supposed to be the best tasting salmon in the entire world.
Wow.
And they're not kidding. Mm-hmm. We found out firsthand.
Oh, yeah.
Because we pulled into the camp, and next to us was a couple from Oregon. And we're in Oregon. Mm-hmm. And, of course, I have the Ohio license plates. And he goes, oh, you're a Buckeyes fan. I go, yeah. He says, the game's going to be on this afternoon. It's on Channel 23 on the cable. Plug in your cable. Because they have cable in the park. Mm-hmm. So we were all excited about that. We talked a little bit of football. And he goes over to his cooler and pulls out this package of salmon. Fresh caught salmon.
Yeah.
And it had already been filleted and everything. And he says, here, have this. Now, if we would have bought that in the store, it probably would have been about $50.
Probably.
It would have been really expensive.
That was a nice chunk of salmon.
It really was. Well, the Buckeyes lost, but at least I got some salmon out of the deal, So we had that. What, the next night?
Yeah, we couldn't do it that night, but the next night we did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We were in California.
Mm-hmm. We made it to Trinidad, California the next night, had a fire, cooked over the fire, and cooked the salmon.
Oh, my. Oh.
It was so good.
It was to die for.
Uh-huh.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time to talk about your mistake.
It involves the Jeep.
Yes, about the Jeep.
All right. We were back in Ohio before we got the RV to Napanee and got it fixed for all that warranty work and everything. And I had a great idea. The space in an RV is really limited. And I thought, what I could do is take out the back seat of the Jeep.
And leave it behind.
Yeah, we would leave it with Peg and her storage unit.
Yeah, now my twin sister Peg and her ex-husband have a storage facility. So we put the seat in her storage unit.
Yeah. Took it out, and then we had all this room in the back of the Jeep. And I thought, wow, we can put stuff back there because it's just me and Patti. And,
right.
And, we go to different places in the Jeep.
And we'll have more room because it's just a 2-door Jeep. So we need more space in the back to transport things.
What could go wrong?
Right. So then
we find out when we get to Rapid City that Peggy wants to come out and spend the birthday with her and Patti together. So I suggested, she could rent a car.
Yeah.
But we checked the rental prices of cars. They're like $700-800.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
if we could get one, we couldn't even find one.
It is nuts with renting a car nowadays.
Yeah.
So we're thinking, oh my God.
Oh, what do we do? What do we do? We need a seat, we need a back seat.
And I thought, well, maybe I'll go to a junkyard or someplace.
Well, I looked online to see if I could get one on eBay or something.
And they're too expensive.
Yeah, we couldn't find one.
So we thought, what if we had it shipped to us? Mm-hmm. What possibly could go wrong with that?
Right. So, okay, Peg, you're coming to visit us. You're going to have to send that seat before you get here.
Right.
She had to go to the storage unit.
Yeah, she had to go to the storage unit.
Get this big seat.
The darn thing weighs over 80 pounds. Oh, poor Peg.
Put it in her car.
Right.
And take it to the UPS store in Montrose.
Where they would wrap it up.
Where they wrapped it up in boxes, taped it all up to ship to us.
Right, to Rapid City.
It came the day before she got here.
Right. Mm-hmm. We went and got it and everything.
Yeah.
Now, I know what you're thinking. How the heck much did that cost? $400.
Oh, gosh.
There was no way around it. I checked everything.
Oh, that was awful. What a mistake that was.
That was a stupid mistake. But anyway, we got the seat, and you know what? It paid off because we eventually visited with her again in Portland and used the Jeep.
And we've used it when we've gone
Right.
to Los Angeles to visit our daughter.
Yeah, so taking the seat out of the Jeep was
Bad
not
idea.
a very good idea.
No.
I can't believe I made a mistake.
I know.
God. As we go along, there have been 2 other worse mistakes.
Oh.
And you're going to hear about these in upcoming episodes.
Believe it or not, there's something worse.
Yes.
We haven't been able to talk about it much to anybody.
I have really refrained from posting anything about this.
We never posted. We never talked about it.
We never told the Mantels.
The Mantels, wait till they hear this.
Oh, my God. Wait till you hear it.
Yeah.
It's the Rockin' the RV Life podcast with Jeff and Patti. Hear more of their adventures on the road with our next episode. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe and tell your friends.